Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream, and today we're gonna be playing some City Skylines 2. All right, we're hopping back into the City of Builders Paradise. It's been a little while since I've done a live stream like this, but I really just wanted to hop back into the game and start playing again. I got a bit of a different setup today, so hopefully the stream looks all right, especially if you're watching this after it goes live. Still playing on NVIDIA GeForce Now, still playing on Mac OS, but I'm actually on my MacBook today instead of a Mac Mini. Now, where did we leave off? Well, we left off the series with some absurd traffic, okay? As you see, if I go along this road, that's one, two, three, 4 lanes of absurd traffic. And I'm not sure what my thoughts were on fixing it. I know these two exits right here were just temporary, and this was supposed to be a big highway that led into a big intercity interchange. We also fixed up our trash management with this massive recycling center over here. We are making money, making quite a bit of money actually, because of my how to make money in City Skylines video. So I was working on just trying to boost our income a little bit. I also left off with this kind of on the water row housing type of residential neighborhood. I'm not sure where I'm going with that. I think the idea is to just keep putting a bunch of houses on the edge, but only for this particular section, not necessarily for the entire thing. We got kind of a medium density residential here, followed by our low density suburbs out all the way around here. Now, I kind of wanted to continue the low density suburbs this way, build a big city point here, and a big main city skyline here. Now, that was the plan, but times have changed and things have changed, and I think today we're going to focus a little bit more on our traffic management. Now, I got some tips from some of my subscribers that told me I should make sure that my infrastructure is off the main roads and that there's enough roads for people to get around to different places. Now we can see this traffic is very much backed up into the town. Actually, not as much as I thought it would be honest. And that is because all the cars are going on this road now. Interesting. Okay, so I built this road in the last episode because I wanted to take some of the traffic away from this main highway that was going into the city here, which I mean it did. It did take away from that. So we built a little 2 lane off ramp that went into a parallel highway all the way into the intersection, but it didn't actually connect. It went underground. And as you can see, if I hit my road and go down some, went underground around and looped all the way over here. Now, why people are choosing this particular road, I'm not sure, to be honest. Um, I think they're choosing it to go on this off ramp, loop around, go back onto this highway, and come up onto this road here, which will then bring them into various parts of the city. Me personally, I don't think that's faster at all, but that's just what my citizens have decided to do. And today, I think we're going to have to do something about that to fix it. Starting off with the major road infrastructure of the main city point here to try and redirect traffic. We could also take a look at where the road ends up over here. So right now we have this road just shutting down, and we have these two off ramps. Which I mean, it's kind of what I wanted, if I'm being honest. We are gonna have to move this trash area in the future. These people are getting a little polluted. I'm not sure if that's from the sewage over here or if that's from the industrial plants right in their backyard. But we are going to have to think about that in the future. Now, right now, I don't really have any demand besides some industrial demand. And that's okay. I think we're going to focus on probably putting some type of industrial park right around this area. I'm going to have to make some sort of disconnect from the farms over here. And yeah, that seems to be where we're at now. So let's go ahead and see if we can get any tiles. I think we're gonna try and own all of these tiles around here. 11,000 a month. This one costs $76,000. All right, how much money am I actually making? So my monthly balance, I'm up $725,000. So I could definitely afford it, especially if we let the game simulation stay on track for a few minutes. I got 55 permits left, so let's go ahead and buy this one. Of course, if anybody has any suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, we're going to put in some industrial zoning. All right, so we kind of want to get the city on this axis. Yep. So let's go ahead and put a road, probably a straight road right here. Now, I'm not sure if I should use just a normal 4-lane road or oh, cul-de-sacs are in the game. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and use a normal 4-lane road. Just like that for now. And we're gonna have this connect right over here with this recycling center. Now I kind of wish I made the recycling center a little more perpendicular to the rest of the roads over here, but that's okay. You know what? We might actually throw things off course by having this be the top X axis of our city. So let's go ahead and delete this. And then let's go ahead and make things perpendicular with this line right here. Oh, there we go. So we want to go 90-degree, right around there. And we're going to put some industrial zoning around this area. Now I think we're going to need some sort of divide between the industrial zoning and the zoning of our normal city. And to do that, I think I'm going to use just a normal small road. Let's go ahead and make it a 2-lane, one-way road. And if we kind of bring that from We bring that from this intersection, going straight down through here. Yeah, 180. Boom. That's perfect. Okay. Now we do that. Yep. All right, and this will kind of be our divide for our industrial park right here. I'm actually going to look up some industrial parks to get some inspiration. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Now, building some industrial zoning wasn't really what I had in mind for today's episode, so it's kind of taking a turn, but that's just because we want to get some of this demand fulfilled, and we do want to start the main part of our city, along with giving the layout to kind of build out the main road intersection here. I'm thinking like it's gonna rotate around, maybe go under, through, and it's gonna connect up with some sort of bridge that we got coming from this island here. That's kind of where we're going with things right now. Of course, there's gonna be much more to come, but that's just what I'm thinking. Okay, so right. I think we're gonna need some. We don't want too many junctions, especially with how many trucks are gonna come out of this area. All right, I'm thinking this is gonna be the start of our road here, and this needs to be a roundabout, and then we're gonna have some sort of curve here, but we don't need to worry about that. So let's go ahead and make this a roundabout real quick. All right, that just turns that into a roundabout. Let's make a medium roundabout. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do there. All right, so that'll become a medium roundabout. Perfect. Followed by, I think we can make this a small roundabout. Or we just make this a medium roundabout too. Because these are, what are the overlapping items here? Overlay, okay. All right, can't do that there. So I think that's good. And then we're gonna need to probably have this road come out. And see, I want to put the industrial zoning here. The problem is it's way too close to our farming industry here. Maybe our divide just isn't that far out enough. think we're gonna put this road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, that seems good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put a small road, small two-lane road here. And see, I want to connect it into this intersection, but that would just be way too much for one intersection. So we're gonna have it disconnected actually. Let's build this over here, and then let's make a. We can make this whole thing. Yeah, 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 okay, let's go ahead and upgrade this. Actually, no, 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 no. Let's go ahead and keep this being a two-lane road right behind these buildings and connecting up right there. Yep, that does not look right. That does not look right. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove these. Probably that one too. There we go. There we go. Okay, to be honest, we could bring this back. Probably, what are we thinking? 4 tiles? Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do that again. Let's get the city rolling just because I need to make some money while we're doing this. But we're gonna go ahead and destroy these, and then we're gonna have it come out. Probably what? There's four. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, no, no. It's gonna be right there. Yep. Perfect. I'm not sure why it's not lined up perfectly, but it's all right. There we go. Let's line this up perfectly. There we go. All right, now we can start putting some industrial zoning into this area. Now, what do we have here? All right, so this is bad for residential suitability, which is okay because we're not going to have any residential zoning until we get past this dividing marker. Uh, and yeah, we're gonna have the city streets go this way, interchange. Okay, all of that seems pretty good. Let's keep working on this industrial park. Let's go ahead and put in some manufacturing. Right. Let's go ahead and actually mark the zoning right here. And right here. And we can follow that up right here. There we go. That's looking good. And then we can go ahead and make this whole thing industrial. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so that kind of satisfies our demand for now. I think we're gonna have to put some trees around here. Let's go ahead and get some foliage. Yo, could I put some industrial props over here? Ah, if only they were bigger. Oh, you know what? These are these are pretty big. I just throw one of these right here, just for fun. Okay, so we could have some fun with this later on in the future. For now, just put one there. All right, later on in the future, when we get to detailing things, we'll go ahead and have fun with some props. Of course, we want this industrial park to fill up this area and probably take a road out here and fill up this area too, which is why we're going to have to get some trees separating these farms. Now, these farms really don't do much for me. As you can see, they're really not doing that much. But they've been there ever since the beginning, and I kind of want to keep them there just for now. So let's go ahead and get some trees in there. Oh, these trees are not big enough. These trees are not big enough. Okay, here we go. All right, since we put so many baby trees, not that many real trees can actually go there, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and do the same thing around this area. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now, I wish we didn't have. Oh man, that's rough. Okay, let's go ahead and find out where we could put some commercial zoning. Um, commercial suitability, we're looking for green. So we got a lot of green around here, not a lot of green in this area, but we put it around here, then it's pretty good, pretty solid. So let's go ahead and do some normal low density buildings right here. All right, followed by a little more. Probably gonna need a little more industrial demand, but let's focus on building this area out. So let's go ahead and get a medium road in here. Yes, sir, just like that. Perfect. And then, let's go ahead and check out our reference photo here. And let's get a small, what do you think again? Pedestrian street? No. Two-lane road? No. All right, let's go ahead and make a small road right there. Now, the problem is this comes right up to the grass over here. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do about that. This might not be our like biggest industrial park, but it's definitely going to be just a small area where we have some industry. With that being said, let's go ahead and maybe put an alley in here. No, that's not going to do it. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's go ahead and put some zoning into here. Now, what would make this area unique? Probably be a big parking lot for all the workers to um, kind of be. So let's go ahead and we'd actually put a cul-de-sac right here. You know what? That actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Then let's go ahead and set up a big parking lot here. Underground automated. No, no. Very large parking lot. Yeah, there we go. All right, so if we can set the parking lot on this road. Yeah, right there. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, now this is starting to look pretty good. We're gonna have to change around this, of course, and add some more in the future. But for now, that looks all right. Our industrial demand still isn't satisfied, but we can go ahead and just put that on the back burner for now. I think that's about as far as I want to go because we're getting too close to the water there. And I think we're gonna go right here. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. And then we can fill that up with some props, gray areas. Same thing with around the actual cul-de-sac. We can do that. That looks like a all right industrial zone. Now, if you're looking at it from the top down, which is kind of what we're gonna look at things from for now. Yep. All right, all that's looking good. Now, I really want to fix this traffic, but I'm not sure where to start. I think it's gonna have to do with a massive interchange around this area, persuading people to take both routes. Um, we're also gonna need another bridge. Definitely, maybe a lot more bridges. Actually, this could become much like Pittsburgh. It could become the city of bridges, but we'll see how that goes in the future. All right, let's go ahead and speed up our simulation time. Some of these roads, they just look a little janky. I think we're gonna need some more money before we actually keep expanding the city. Now, how many? Okay, we do have some development points, so let's go ahead and get some stuff. What are we gonna need? Let's see what we got here. Disease Control Center, Health Research Institute, Incinerator Plant, Industrial Waste Pro. Okay, we could get the Industrial Waste Processing Facility. Um, which would reduce the ground pollution by industrial buildings. That could be interesting. That could be something that we put into this little industrial area over here, um, to reduce the ground pollution everywhere. That could be pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and man, they really, really want places to work. All right, let's go ahead and fill this up to here, and then probably fill up this whole section up to here, and probably right there. Okay, now if I can get a train station going in here, the problem is where would it really go without taking a bridge straight across the water or going straight across to the island right over here. That's interesting. All right, let's go ahead and buy another tile. All right, I'm gonna buy one of these tiles. Ooh, 112,000. That's rough. But we're gonna go ahead and do it. And now we can start working on fixing up this traffic. And then I think we're gonna need to get these tiles over here. So we can, and we're gonna need to go all the way across here. A lot of crashes, over here. Um, Partly because of a fire. Fire? Oh no, that's a car. How did a car end up all the way over here? Oh my gosh. Oh, maybe these people just don't know how to drive. Because I'm not gonna lie, traffic isn't bad here. Traffic is really good all across this 3-lane highway. Up until we go into the city, of course, things start to take a turn. Probably because of this terrible intersection we got going on right over here. But that's all right. Let's go ahead and check back over here. You know what? Traffic has actually almost completely left this part of the city. So we could actually put this on hold for now. That's weird. Okay, so traffic switched back to just solely trying to come into here. Interesting. And trying to leave out of this road. That is also interesting because that road. Okay, we have this road that leads into the city. All right, so we have a lot of intersections, probably way too many intersections if I'm being honest. But we have enough population for even more industrial zoning. So let's go ahead and cater to some of that demand. We're gonna go ahead and zone all the way out to here. And probably zone all the way out to here. Yep. We got parking lots. A lot of people are taking this road. I think we're gonna have to shut off this road. And of course, we have a tornado coming in. Let's go ahead and see where that tornado is. Okay, it's all the way over there. Shouldn't be a problem for us. Now, I could actually buy tiles all the way out to this point, which is pretty crazy. Hopefully that boat doesn't get too close to the tornado, but all right, so the tornado and water doesn't really do much. We got boats going. They're not affected. All right, let's go back over here. Probably slow down the simulation speed and see what we got going on. All right, so these people are suffering some pretty serious air pollution. One of the reasons why I kind of want to get rid of this industrial zone because it's far too close to all the people in this area. Now we could make this, man, we could make this the sort of industrial hub of the city, kind of like the engine backing the whole city and have the main parts of the city come and be over here. We could do that. We could do that. Let's go ahead and start to get rid of some of these industrial buildings. Now, how do we do that in City Skylines 2? I think we're going to have to de-zone them. Let's go ahead and We do have high density offices that we can put in now, which is pretty cool. Um, all right, how do I dezone? That's interesting. So if I destroy something right here, yep, another one just gets built in its place, which is interesting. Okay, okay. I think I just used the right click on the mouse. Yep. All right, so now all of these are gonna have to go away, and let's do the same thing for these ones over here. Let's erase all of these. Yep. Probably the ones by the water too. Those people are gonna lose their jobs, but they're gonna get more jobs on the other side of the city where we open up more industrial industry here. So it should all work out. Everything should be good. Let's go ahead and see if we can just bulldoze some of these buildings over here. All right, what pre-made intersections could we work with now? None of these are good. Actually, if we could raise this one, that might be pretty good. That's not the same intersection we have. No, it's not. If we could raise the trumpet intersection and make the roads a little bigger, this is kind of what I want. Hmm. How much does that cost? 4,000? Oh, that's it. All right, let's just put one of these in here just to see how it is. All right, there we go. All right, just to see how that is. Oh wow, that's not good. All right, so these are three lane highways that we just have going into a 2 lane highway. Okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah, we're probably gonna need to delete that. Oh, deleting that whole thing is kind of rough. I wish I could select all of this and just delete it all at once. But I can't do that, so we're just gonna. Okay, if I hold, yeah, there we go. So you hold down the right click of the mouse and just delete whole roads at once. That's pretty good. All right, sounds good. And let's go ahead and put some more industrial zoning into this area over here. I think we're gonna start using this road. Now, originally this was gonna be the divide, but with so much industrial demand, I think we're gonna spread it further into the city. So let's go ahead and fill this up like that. And then we're probably gonna have to buy a tile over here. Now, how much money do we have? All right, let's go. All right, so this one only cost 40,000. This one only cost 89,000. Both things we could do. All right, now let's go ahead and expand this medium road into a roundabout. Now we're gonna find a medium roundabout that we could then put this medium road perpendicular like this. Yeah, 90-degree. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and actually we'd have these two meet like that using some of the basic road hierarchy skills so that we don't get any traffic over here in the future. So 180, and you know what, we can have this keep going. Actually, should we have it keep going? Probably not. We're getting into some jagged waters over here. So we're just going to keep that roundabout there, have the medium road come out here, and maybe let's go ahead and put a normal road over here. It'll come out just enough to put in some more industrial buildings all across there. Okay, perfect. Now let's go ahead and fill that up with some industrial zoning. Now, what buildings could we actually put in there besides? I know we have a bunch of bus lanes in the city, and I think we're gonna actually. Do we have a metro station? No, I don't think we have a metro station. In fact, we don't even have a lot of that unlocked. I think we're gonna have to use our development points to unlock those certain things. So let's go ahead and what is this? Train station does cost $150,000. All right, so money is always tight. All right. Now we know that air moves which way? No, that's not what we want. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and fill this up with some industrial zoning because that is all the demand is for my city. There we go. All right, we're gonna fill up this whole area. Actually, just cut it off right there. Bang. Now we're gonna need some road infrastructure coming in to this area right around here. But as I was looking before, what else could I put into this industrial area that could make it a little bit more unique? And the only thing I'm thinking of is really a rail yard or some sort of train station, but I don't even have these things unlocked because we're still such a small city now. Actually, I don't have any available points. Space Center milestone achievements. I don't think we unlock these until. Oh no, these are all just. All right, so when do we unlock the train stations? Milestone 4, Grand Village. Okay. Oh, okay. When we just put in the rail yards, then everything will be fine. Okay. Dang, that is a big building. So now I can put that in here, but that's really just making this entire wing of the city a industrial kind of powerhouse. And I'm not sure because we're gonna have to get some sort of train line to go back and around here. Let alone if we wanted any. I mean, we could get some residential, some people trains coming down into this area. All right, so I think we're just gonna have to make this whole wing industrial, which is really not something that I wanted to do, but we can go ahead and make this area our high density residential or even the next town over. All right, let's go ahead and try it out. Um, that looks good. All right, $150,000 down the drain. And let's go ahead and see what we got. We got four railroad connections. Now, I think the problem with this is I did not build this in a very opportune location. I think I'm going to need to build it probably on the other side of this road. So you know what, let's go ahead and have this 4-lane road come out a little bit more. And then if we could just move this train station. There we go, relocate right around over here. That way we have enough space for our rail lines to go various places. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then we could actually use, I mean, this area all for industrial zoning, but I'm not sure if that's the right move because we don't even have anything planned. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and start filling in some of this residential area. So we're going to do some medium density housing, probably this whole section here, followed by some commercial buildings, high density buildings. There we go. And I'm not sure what our thought was over here. Oh, okay, we got the roads with the parking lots. Okay, so I use this for my how to make money in City Skylines 2 video. Okay, that's what that was for. All right, this area of the city, this area looks pretty nice. Now we do have this hospital on this main road, kind of that leads right into the city. Which really isn't ideal, but it's not bad. It's not bad. We do have some road shenanigans working on over here. Okay, so I mean, this area of the city is not terrible. Obviously, we're gonna get rid of all of this eventually. All right, how can we fix some of this traffic? All right, so we're back to having all the traffic here, and it kind of fluctuates between here and here. So now there's no traffic here relatively, and all the traffic is coming back onto this third highway and leading onto these two off ramps, which does kind of slow everything, like does kind of slow the influx of cars into the city, which is, I mean, it's okay on like you know, in my opinion. Um, all right, we're gonna need more industrial zoning, so let's keep on keeping on over here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and check our. Here we go. What is this? Industrial waste. $6 million. All right, so we're not quite there yet. We're not quite at the $6 million range. But let's go ahead and check our education. No, and actually let's check all our electricity. We're importing 68 megawatts because we only produce 1.2 megawatts. Really? Okay, so it looks like we're importing all of our electricity actually. I guess I don't have anything making electricity. Oh, but we have a new signature building available, and this is going to go great in our new industrial area. This is the chemical plant. Chemicals are everything, and they're made every day. Now, because this is free, we're going to go ahead and just throw this in somewhere right now. Let's go ahead and find our unique buildings. And this is our first industrial unique buildings. Now we should kind of turn this into more of an attraction. But I think we could just throw this in right here actually. Kind of in the center of everything. All right, that looks pretty good. Nah, that really does not look good. does it? Um, that does not look good at all. You know, actually, if we switch this and put it there, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And put that right there. Yep, that makes just a little more sense for having a chemical building. Okay. Anyway, now the industrial area is getting a little more lively, and we can actually, since we're forgetting the original idea, put in some more of everything over here. All right, now we got a bunch of cars moving this way. Um, but we really don't have any road infrastructure to maintain. As you can see, a lot of these cars are coming in on this dirt road and not necessarily using anything else, or they're using this highway, and this highway really is not built for what they're using it for. So I think we gotta go ahead and remove both of these and build some sort of interchange with these two roads right here. Yep. All right, I'm gonna have to design some sort of interchange for this because I want it to look good, especially given what this area is used for, especially given the future of trains that we're gonna have in this area. Anyway, let's go back. So we should probably start making our own electricity eventually. Our water availability is pretty good. Sewage export is still pretty good. And healthcare, great. Crematorium, not good, but we don't really need to worry about that right now. Actually, we could put in a crematorium over here. I'm not sure. Our handling capacity is 0 per month, so I'm assuming that we don't have any crematoriums. We just have this one cemetery over here. Now we actually put this crematorium, I don't know, like over somewhere over in this area, if we're being honest. That looks fine. Oh, wait, that's actually, I mean, it's actually a pretty nice looking building. It doesn't necessarily go with the theme of the industrial area. So let's go ahead and move this over to somewhere out in the suburbs. Now we got the cemetery right there, so we don't want to put it too close to that. We could actually put it on the main road here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, that looks pretty good right there. And industry should go back into that area. Our monthly balance is going down. Not sure why. Not sure why. Okay, that's as much as I can pay. Okay. Could take a loan. We could take a loan. I mean, we could take like a $2.4 million loan. But then we're at a deficit. Yep. That depends how much the budget. All right, so the budget is fluctuating quite a bit. Nothing to be too worried about now. Um, it would be great if I had some demand. All right, air pollution does seem to be going down over there, which is good. And you know what? I think the reason we don't have any demand is because of all the traffic backed up into the city. Now, why is that? Because everyone's taking this road to go there instead of going straight and using some of these roads. Now, is that because the off ramp is too far away? I think it might be. Although this off ramp right there, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Okay. All right, where is this? Oh, the forest fire is right here. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? That's actually kind of crazy. I've never seen a City Skylines 2 forest fire before, but that is pretty crazy. That is lighting up a lot. How would I actually stop that? How would I, if I wanted to stop that, how would I supposedly stop that? I'm not sure, but let's look at our education panel. So we have not enough elementary schools, not enough high schools. Um, we do have enough colleges, don't have enough universities to get people some higher education. So I think we need to create some elementary schools and high schools in order to attract. All right, all this stuff is pretty separated. I mean, as long as it doesn't go out into the road. Oh, can't destroy the ones that are on fire. Okay. Yeah, really not sure what to do about this forest fire. Let's go ahead and check our fire safety. Average fire hazard is pretty low. And I mean, everything seems to be covered by fire trucks. Oh, right here we got a fire truck springing into action. But this fire is looking pretty rough, and I'm not gonna lie, it's burning up all of these buildings. And I was thinking, maybe I should get rid of all these trees in this area. There's really no purpose. They're gonna go away eventually because we're gonna be building on top of them. Um, but yeah, no, I didn't expect this to happen. That's rough. Let's go ahead and check this out. All right, well, we did get a new train station today. We did get a new railroad today. Um, at what cost? At what end did we get this new railroad built into here? I'm not sure. The city's on fire. Hopefully the fire doesn't reach too far. But it's looking pretty bad, guys. It's looking pretty bad as of right now. Um, I think that's where we're gonna end off today. There's really not much I can do about this fire. Because apparently you can't get rid of trees that are already on fire, which is kind of interesting. But it just kind of goes to represent how the traffic management has been in this city. Let's go ahead and there we go. If we just get an image of all of the traffic with the fire behind it, oh, that'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Maybe if we could get the city. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and take a little screenshot here. All right, now we got something to use for the thumbnail. All right, so let's go ahead and yeah. All right, well, we at least we got a plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna come back with some some type of interchange we could put into this area, along with a plan for the industrial zoning, but more importantly, how we could educate the citizens in the main part of Builder's Paradise. Maybe some traffic management tips and tricks. I think that's gonna be the next video. Now, people are using the straight road, but I'm not sure how they're getting stuck over here. Okay, yep, they're all taking that exit. Now, it seems like everybody seems to go for one thing. Now, if they used all four of the options equally, then there wouldn't be a problem at all. There wouldn't be any sort of problem. And the train station we just built is on fire. Okay. All right. Didn't even get to use it. It's already burning down. Hey, here's a fire truck. Yep. Can we just put that fire out? That'd be nice. What do we got over here? They doing anything? They really didn't do much. They didn't do much. Yeah, yeah. I don't think they know what to do, to be honest. But with that being said, we're gonna call it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a pretty funny episode. Hey, at least we did build some sort of start to an industrial park. Okay, we're gonna need a little better road infrastructure. I think better road infrastructure is kind of the key to building a well-functioning city. It's not something I've been doing too good at recently, so we're gonna try and get better at that, especially in the next episode. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next City Skylines 2 live stream.